All right, so we're going to continue to monitor the Pentagon. We're going to head to Tel Aviv now, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now briefing. Let's listen here.
Darkness. Our generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. Today, as in the past, they're fighting with tremendous courage and determination. And today, as in the past, we'll pray together for the safety of all of them and of our country. You have provided great salvation for the nation of Israel. I and the cabinet members met today with the families of the abductees, those whom we already succeeded in bringing back home, and those that we're doing everything we can to bring home. I heard heart-wrenching stories about the thirst, the hunger, about physical and mental torture, about children who are still fearful of the darkness in which their beloved ones are in. I heard, and you also heard, about sexual torture, unbelievable torture, rapes and torture. I have to tell you, until a few days ago, I didn't hear the civil rights organizations, nor people in the UN, organizations from there. I didn't hear their outcry. And I'm telling you, where are you? You were quiet because you're talking about Jewish women? I have to say this in a language that everyone understands.
Okay, so we seem to have lost the translator a bit there. We're going to try to reconnect here, Brett. But this is obviously the Prime Minister weighing in very heavily on what he has heard about the atrocities being committed towards Israeli women.
Deep anguish and fear and of the families who have people still in Gaza. I understand the insufferable pain. I told the family we are doing everything we possibly can to bring them home. This is one of the three main goals we have, and the goals we have in this, and they each serve each other. We have a huge intelligence unit, huge one, that deals with this around the clock to bring all our abductees home safely, and I'm saying all of them. This is soldiers, men and women, young and old, all of them without any exception. And in every decision, returning the abductees is before our eyes. And we are on the right path. I saw today Emilia Aloni, who is 6 years old, going back to kindergarten. The kindergarten teacher is embracing her. Her girlfriends embrace her. And for one moment, in these dark days, the heart gets filled with joy, and it doesn't happen often. And we were able to bring 110 abductees back thanks to a unbelievable land warfare. That's the only way to bring the abductees. That's the only way to bring back the rest of them. We have to do this. Hamas is trying to tear us apart. We are tearing Hamas apart. Many of the terrorists came from the Brigade Sajia, the Sajiria commander we've killed now, who was in charge of the October 7 and other murderous acts. So far, about half of the commanders of Hamas we've killed. And I'm telling you now, anyone who murdered, was involved, raped, or burned alive, burned our people, we will not forgive. We will continue our war. We're continuing the land action in the north as well as south of Gaza. We have acted there in tremendous force. The earth shook in Khan Yunus, in Jabalia. Both of them we've caused damage. There's no place in which we have not reached. Our courageous soldiers are fighting in hand-to-hand battles, killing terrorists around the clock, and in every battle, and in every battle, and each case of combat, we are succeeding, and we'll continue until we have absolute victory. Complete. It shows this epitomizes the strength and unity of our people. But for all of this, we have a price, a price that's unbearable, which tears our heart. Zussman fell in a fight in Gaza. He was a hero of Israel, a great athlete, a fighter, unbelievable fighter. Additionally, four other from high school C, also from his school, also, and Nachman also was able to fight against 7. Also Ariel Reich, a commander of armor, Shachar Zilman, and Vir Barazani. He also, like the last 2 from paratroopers, I'm telling it to their family of Ben, Amir, Ariel, Shachar, and Vir. I'm telling to their dear families of all those heroes of ours who fell. They did not die in vain. We will fight together. We will win. We will destroy Hamas. We'll fight until victory, until we reach all our goals. Return of all abductees, destroying Hamas, and assurance that Gaza will never again constitute a threat to Israel. There'll be no element there who supports terrorism, teaches it, or finances terrorism. And one more thing about the day after Hamas. Gaza has to be demilitarized, and for it to be demilitarized, there's only one power that can do this demilitarization, and that's the IDF. No international force can be responsible for this. We've seen it happen in other places where they brought international forces for demilitarization. I am not willing to close my eyes and to accept any other arrangement. I repeat to the organization, to the civilian population of Gaza, to move out of the combat zones. And I'd also tell our friends in the world who are pressuring for a quick end of the war, the only way to end this war and to end it quickly, is to have strength, great force to destroy Hamas. If our friends want us to shorten the war, which is their war too, against the barbarism that is going to flood the world, they simply have to be strongly at our side. I'll tell them in English and every language. Citizens of Israel, in many of my visits out in the field, in the battlefield, I meet our heroes, our soldiers of the police, the security forces. One of them is named Ariel, in armor, spoke with me from the top of the tank, his tank in Gaza, and other tanks in the field, as religious and secular people from the left and right politically. They're all fighting together. They all have the spirit of unity, of comradeship, of victory. At the beginning of Hanukkah, we will again remember the heroes of the Maccabees, and remember too the Maccabees of our days, our heroic Maccabees of today. Together we will win. We will be victorious.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.